Welcome everybody to another episode of Flyboy Inc. and American Stepchild, homie. Shout out to Bobby G Productions and Street Post Podcast. We have a great show for you guys today. Let me introduce you guys to a friend of mine, Abidan Padilla. But before that, I'm going to give a shout out to my sponsors. I want to say shout out to Killer Kush, AP Construction, Hadar Extracts, Hookups Detailing, Vinyl Bandits, and if I forgot you, then I'll get you on the next round, homie. Depends on the tira. We are here, and I was getting back to my very special guest. Abidan Padilla is one of our sponsors. He is the owner of AP Construction. So we're going to dive right into it and introducing my guest, Abidan Padilla. Welcome to American Stepchild.
Thank you guys very much for having me. Abidan Padilla here. With me is Gabriel Moreno.
Another
Good
guest of the show.
It's been here.
Good to be here.
Yes.
Thank
So,
you,
and by the way, guys, look, I brought you guys a bag of goodies, man.
Oh, wow. This one came already.
Share with you guys, man.
That's right. I'll be done with you.
Bobby G, Flyboy, here you guys go, man. It's a hat
Okay.
for you guys.
Thank you so much. I like that. AP Construction.
Brought a book for each one.
Concrete.
With a special dedication. There you go, Flyboy. Bobby
Oh,
G.
wow.
You're looking at this, man. Few more little things. Look at this. A pin. AP concrete pin.
Okay.
Light.
Man, sick ass fool.
You can't go wrong. Check that. I'll let you open this one.
Let's see what do we got here. The scale or what?
No, look at that, man.
The old timey ones.
Cigar ashtray.
Oh, wow.
With the whiskey.
This is really nice.
Matter of fact, we could leave it right here.
Abidan, thank you so much. Look at that.
Sure, brother. You know,
Okay.
we'll put it to use today. Just
Yeah, that's a ashtray. What'd you say?
ashtray, whiskey cup holder.
Okay. Man, un whiskazo, like my friend Rhino says.
And some stickers, guys. Look, check that. AP Construction stickers. And then,
Okay.
and by the way, Gabriel Moreno, who designed my logos, my webpage, the book cover.
Book cover,
He's
that's
been
right.
part of the upcoming with all my projects, and we'll dive into that a little bit later. He recently did this one with the QR code. You guys, I'll leave these here for you. So if anyone want to just dive right into our Instagram.
Thank you
sorry,
so
guys.
much.
Let me get back the mic. But if anyone wants to dive back into the Instagram, just have their phone there, and then you're good.
Thank you so much, Abidan. We will make sure that we put that on the Red Bull refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much for the gifts.
Yeah, man, for sure.
That's an amazing collection of gifts that you brought to us. I want to get into this beautiful ashtray, whiskey glass holder. Thank you for that and all the gifts.
For sure.
I want to talk about this book real quick, homie. My girl is reading it. She's in about chapter 4.
Okay.
So she did start. It's called from the projects to the projects.
That is correct. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm making sure I had it right. From the projects to the projects.
Yeah, that's right.
You want to tell us a little bit about this book?
Yeah. So this book, man, 2019, right around COVID, man. It just had some downtime. There's not enough work out there. Everyone was kind of indoors. So I told my kids, my wife and kids, I think it's time to start pinning this book together. So in a period of like 12 months, we were able to, and with the right networking partners, Thomas Proctor, who helped us edit the book, but my wife, my kids, both were part of this. And we just started putting it together. It took us that, and then we published it there shortly after. Gabriel came in and did the design, the cover.
Yes.
If you look at the cover, those pictures were taken from the 105 freeway. That picture at the very top, that's me back in 1988 inside our apartment there in the Nickerson Gardens.
That's where you grew up at.
That's where I grew
Right
up
in the
at.
project.
Right in the project. So that's the address was 1480 East 115th Street. I still remember apartment 75, man. So
Wow.
we did 10 years there, 10 years in the projects, man. But initially, going back, to give you the full story, my parents come from Michoacan.
Okay.
They came over to Fallbrook, started working in the avocado farms, los aguacates,
That's avocado vein right there
That's it,
down
man.
the
That's it.
15 freeway, right?
So I was born in Fallbrook, and so after a few years, my mom says, you know what, it's time to move into the city, make a little bit more money. You know how that industrial
Yeah, the
move came.
Yeah.
And so they went into the inner city. We ended up in Compton, right across the street from Centennial High,
Oh,
over on El
wow.
Segundo and Central.
Yeah, right there right in the hood.
Yeah, so we're there. And then we moved around in Compton a little bit, over on Willowbrook by Martin Luther King Hospital. And then we ended up in the projects in the 80s, mid 80s to about mid 90s. We did 10 years there. Yeah, that was definitely an experience for 4 boys and 2 girls growing up.
And a little project.
Well, these are big projects.
They're big inside. I've never been in the Nickerson Gardens.
The Nickerson Gardens are big. They're the one of the most. In fact, the Nickerson Gardens are one of the most heavy populated projects currently. And if you see it, I think I saw something on I forgot it, TikTok or Instagram, something that they're even to this day they're probably one of the most dangerous ones.
Still,
But
yeah.
still.
To this day.
But so that's where I grew up at.
So I noticed that you tell your story in this book in 2-year increments.
Yeah, that's
What's
correct.
that about?
So when I started writing the book, I thought to myself, okay, so what? First, I started with the chapters, and I started. Well, let me start in the 80s, and then I went 90s, and so it was easy for me to go even years and just give you a small clip or a small little taste of that 2 year. So if someone comes back and says, "Hey, Avidan, I love chapter 3, the 92 riots, but you only gave us this much," I could produce a movie, a book, or something more from that. So I'm only going to give you a taste. Mm-hmm. But I have a whole
You don't want to give them
10
everything.
books to write on that 92. Because 92 was a tough one. You talking about
The LA riots.
You talk about the riots,
The looting and-
looting. You talk Ronnie King.
Ronnie King.
I mean, everything, man. Gangs
Los
were
Angeles
alive.
was upside down, especially where you grew up.
Absolutely. So
That was-
We lost the gas stations, the liquor stores.
everything. I mean, everything was up in flames.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot more to say about those years, but that was part of the reason I did it every 2 years, just so I could come back later and fill in. And then because
There's always room for more, right?
and also this book's main purpose is motivational to help the youth. They read it, says, okay, he came from the struggle, he got out, he was able to make it, and so I wanted to stay on the positive note versus just giving them all of that, I was on drugs, going to jail, this and that, which we could certainly talk about.
Exactly.
But
that's not the main focus point.
yeah, not based on that. So based on the book was more motivational.
You run through it. If you touch on certain aspects of your life and your childhood in the book, in your early adolescence, and what shaped you into ultimately becoming the person you are today.
Man, there's a lot of key components, man. There's a lot of good people around me, mentors. Accepting a mentor is key. When we're young, we have the machismo in us. We don't even want to, accept someone giving us guidance or advice.
Let's talk about that. Do you remember who your very first mentor was, or who maybe the person who took an interest in you, whether you were ready or not at the time? Do you remember who that person was, or one of the first people in your life who actually took a chance on you?
Yeah, for sure. So going back, there's, we talk about our parents. Our parents are always there, man. They want to guide us. But for some reason, we still find our ways hanging out with the homeboys, or there's a couple of good older homeboys that will guide you and tell you, hey, man, don't go left, go right. But you still decide to go. It's choices. You still decide to go left. You want to experience it for yourself for some odd reason. But as you get older, like I did, as I started maturing, getting older, and of course, my wife was a big part of, kind of keeping me on track. A gentleman by the name of Steve Fisher, man, gave me the first opportunity at 19 years old to become a foreman. And I'm, in the tilt-up world, the construction world.
Okay.
He saw something in me, man, and from, I guess...
What was his name? Steve Fisher?
Steve Fisher, yeah.
Shout out Steve Fisher.
Yeah, for sure. So he says, look, man, and it's in the book, man, if you read it, he says, he walked up to me, or actually drove up because I was walking off the job, and he says, Avidan, come here, let me talk to you. He goes, do you want to run work? Do you want to be a foreman and go from this pay to this pay? And I says, no, I don't think I'm ready. He goes, no, you are ready. I
You
see
doubted yourself.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And he says, I see you read blueprints pretty well. I'm not sure how you learned. He goes, but man, I give you blueprints. You run with it. You run crews. He goes, you just might as well be the boss. And I says, well, I need some help with the paperwork. He goes, don't worry about the paperwork. I'll help you with that. I'll teach you that easy part. He goes, but the key here, he goes, you have to ask yourself a question. Do you want to be the boss or do you want to be bossed around? And I said, shit.
That made you understand that day that there was another side to this that you probably had no idea.
That's right. And that's it, man. From there, it was a foreman.
Sparked something in you.
Yeah, that did. I started the first 2 tilt-ups in the city of Torrance.
Okay.
Back in the 90s, man, and then just kept learning, building more and more. Right around 2006, I built the first Bass Pro Shops, which is a state-of-the-art facility in Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah, I passed off the freeway.
If you walk in there, man, you'll love it. I mean, you could
Really?
spend a whole day there. Have you guys been there?
You built that?
Yeah. You could spend a whole day there.
Wow. Breaking news, Bobby G.
Yeah.
Bass Pro Shops built
man.
by AP.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't AP at the time, but I was a foreman for Steve Fisher.
Okay, Steve Fisher.
Division 3, that was the name of the company. But no, we did
A
aquariums.
young 19-year-old Avidan.
Yeah, well, at that time, I think it was a little older now.
Oh, you're getting older now.
But no, that was it, man. And that's, just kept the pedal to the metal, man, and kept grinding. And of course, going back and forth, man, I think that was definitely what helped me stay on the right track to continue to pursue that. But I kept finding myself going back to the neighborhood, hanging out with the homeboys.
There goes that doubt again.
Yeah, so it was back and forth.
Is that something that you struggled with growing up?
I did. We moved.
Doubting yourself?
Well, we moved to Moreno Valley, but you get attached to a certain lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
So you don't know no better, right? So this is what I'm used to. But definitely, growing up, the one thing that I think more than doubt, it was more of a, what's my future hold, that type of stuff. I knew I had something, I just didn't know what it was.
The unknown.
The unknown, exactly.
Yeah.
Didn't know what it was, but I could see myself hustling, candy stores. If you guys remember the candy stores, buy soda, sell candy, that type of stuff.
Yeah. In the store, in the houses.
That was a hustle game, man. And then even in the book, if you read the book, there's a chapter in there where
La tiendita.
I outgrew the candy store. You know what I'm saying? No, I wanted more money for shoes. I'm going to middle school or even high school now. Mm-hmm. So I go from the candy store to Los Alamitos or Hollywood Park selling beer inside the park. So I'm pushed. Now I'm hustling beer.
Avidan.
Serio, so now I'm hustling beer.
Anheuser-Busch over here. He went from Avidan Padilla to Anheuser-Busch.
So, I'm telling you, man, we would go on like you wouldn't believe, man, cases of beer through that park till we finally got popped.
So you were just bagging it. One for you, two for me.
Yeah, they will
two
zero in on us, man. And I guess they.
And were you pocketing in $2 increments then too?
There you go. But yeah, that's it. So it's understanding the hustle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then that transpired into something else. Now it became GTAs. You're selling drugs, smoking drugs. It just carries on. So that lifestyle is a fast lifestyle that you get addicted to.
Product of the 90s.
That's it. And so, but going back to the career, to the job, so that kept me on track. And then,
How did you go from Abidan, who building or helped building with Steve Fisher Bass Pro Shops in Rancho Cucamonga, to how old were you when your business mindset all of a sudden started kicking in and says, you know what, love to Steve Fisher, but I think that I'm gonna have to go this route on my own. When did you figure out?
Like the candy store, man, I wanted more. I went to sell beer, right, at the horse track. Same thing, in a business perspective. For the business perspective, from being a general superintendent. To wanting more, wanting the next step, which was getting a contractor's license. And so I went and applied. I passed the test. And then right around 2007, I was issued my license, contractor's license. And then, of course, it took me a little bit to actually see. I didn't know how to network.
Yeah. It was different then.
I got the license, but networking with in this business, in this realm with full of Caucasians, right? Puros gabachos, for the most part.
You had to break through.
You have to break through.
That's hard. That's not easy.
Yeah, and so coming in, man, I knew it was tough, and the lingo, the vocabulary, wasn't up to par.
Oh, so you were still talking like
I was like, hey,
you were from the
homie,
you're from the hood.
Yeah, that's right. I was still walking a certain way, still dressing a certain way, and to walk in a room full of millionaires, I mean, come on, you gotta
switch it up.
You gotta enhance your appearance, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you shake a hand, and the way you look in someone's eyes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so you gotta keep it on that professional level. And so I started reading a lot of books, man. For the next couple of years, I was reading books. I read a book. It's named How to Say It at Work. And that book, man, just over the course of a couple of years. And then I remember I used to even had a CD, because back in those days, you could buy a software CD and put it in your truck. And I would listen to all these words.
You're reprogramming yourself.
That's it. I was reprogramming myself. And I said, so now I'm finding myself in meetings using precarious, using, just you just name it. All these words just coming out naturally, fluently. You know what I mean? Just like now, right?
Yeah.
And so that's all it was. Just naturally, just.
Were you initially wanting the change? You became the change. Not even. Like, do you even realize? Like, some of it, I didn't realize when the change happened in me. So, like, that's why I was curious to know. Like, do you remember when you had that change, when it was no longer Steve Fisher? Now it was about like Abidan. You know what I mean? Like, when you started, because I remember you inspired me a little. Yeah. You inspired me a lot, actually. We'll talk about that more later, because I want you to continue with the story. But it just amazes me, bro. The level of commitment and just dedication that you have put into your whole life and everything at a young age.
Well, no, thank you, Matt. But I guess one of the main things for me, and what's helped me, and I learned over the course of the years, man, is learn how to be patient, man. I started reading books, manifesting, and just going after it every day. In that book, if you go in the back of the book, you'll see my first manifestation in 2000. I think it's 2012. It's in the book. It's in the back. And at that time, I said to myself, I wrote it, and I was reading it every day. I want to make $250,000 a year to $300,000. I want to help the best company make millions. And so that was in 2012. So the economy crashed. There's that big recession in 2010, 11, 12. It slowed everything down.
The housing crisis.
Every housing, yeah, exactly. That ARM, adjustable rate mortgage, just
everything just broke. People foreclosures were up. Everybody.
I was losing my house. I mean, it was bad. So right around that time, I sat down, I looked in the mirror, and I says, "Shit, what the heck? What's next?" And so I says, "You know what? The one thing I do know is how to use that shovel." So I went back in the trenches, making less money that I've never seen in years, but I was okay with it because I wanted to preserve my home. I didn't want to lose my house. So,
whatever it took.
So the bank said, you know what, this guy, he's working, he's producing a check, he's showing us evidence. The workforce is not there. The economy's bad. They gave me a modification, man. 2 years later, they brought my house down to current market value, and I was like, dude, I just saved my home. But it just took that one decision.
Remod.
Exactly. And so with that, be patient, stay consistent, stay hungry, keep moving forward, man. It's gonna show up. I continue to read that manifestation.
At the end of the book, I was watching.
Kept going, man. I kept going after it. And right at 2015, the economy started turning around, and it became better. So now I went to the second mentor in construction, KC, over at KCB. Now remember, Steve Fisher teach me, help me out, navigate through the fields as a foreman, some paperwork,
Show you some leadership skills.
I was missing the networking part, the office part, the how to sit
Getting
down and
out there.
negotiate deals. So I go work for Casey. We have a interview. He brings me on board. That manifestation starts to come through
You see it happening before your eyes.
right there with KCB. It took 10 years before that happened. So now it starts to come through. I'm like, man.
Did you notice it right away?
I noticed it when it started happening. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, this is, and so there and then I wrote the second manifestation, which says that I'm going to help this company strong for 5. I'm going to commit for 5 years, which I did, and after that, I'm going to branch out on my own. I read that for the next 5 years, and that's exactly what took place. After 5 years later, gracias, Casey. Thanks for everything. I appreciate you. I moved.
You figured out a way to turn desire into goal.
That's it. I don't plan
Wow.
failure.
That's what he says, guys.
You speak it to the universe.
That's it. Speak it to the universe.
He titled his what do you call this? Just a exit.
Yeah. So that's the.
He says, I don't plan failure.
Yeah,
I
that's
plan
it.
success.
That's it. That's
Words
it.
matter.
Oh no, they do, man. I mean, it's
Words matter.
and it's how you project that energy out. You know what I mean? So make sure everything comes out of your mouth, man. Make sure
comes back.
because the universe.
What you put
listens, man, for sure.
What you put out
Absolutely.
comes back to you. Words are energy, and you put that good energy out there, it'll find its place, bounce back like a ripple in a pond, and it'll come back to you. But you have to be in a good state of mind to accept that, because the ripples hit you all the time. It's just you have so much chaos in your life, you probably
right.
don't see it.
Yeah.
You have to be in a calm state of mind to understand that the universe is blessing you. So,
Right.
man, Rabidan,
No, but that's good. And,
good job.
Yeah. And so it continues on. The book continues, man. We could get more into it. So now we have 2019.
Pre-COVID.
Book comes out. I go AP Concrete, which is a for-profit company. We took that one.
Let me see that hat.
We took it.
See that hat you got? The other one, this one or the one you brought? Yeah, I'll take one of these.
So
You can put that one back for me.
So I took this company. I made S Corp. I remember I called Gabriel. I says, Gabriel, I need the logo. He goes, let me work on it. He sent me some mock-ups, some ideas. I says, well, let's tweak this a little bit. Let's do it this. And then this was it. This was the final logo. So definitely, if you want logos, you want
Gabriel
web design. Gabriel's man.
Gabriel, your web designer or your
absolutely
your tech guy?
Marketing, graphics.
Tech guy, everything.
Yes.
You're it.
That's
Web development.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And he's been doing. I think he did one. You did one. Our softball travel ball team.
Oh yeah, for the travel ball.
When I was coaching the youth, he did a web page for us as well. So
that was like over 10 years, like 15
13
years, something like
so.
that. Yeah.
Oh, you guys been knowing each other for a minute.
Oh no, we grew up.
Yeah.
Oh, you grew up. Oh, you're from the same hood.
Same
Okay.
hood, yeah.
That's right.
So you grew up in the Nickerson Gardens too?
No, more South Central Florence area.
Yeah, we're from the Florence district, Florencia. That's where we're from. So that's where we grew up. And
Sick ass fools.
you know, what I mean? So homeboy-
Bobby G.
yeah. and but hey, listen, man. If you want out, this is true testament here, man. You can make it happen.
You fast forward from
Exactly.
where we.
So AP
our
AP
footsteps
construction and now AP concrete, or it was never AP construction.
So AP Concrate, this is the job placement. Second chance opportunities go through AP Construction Training.
Okay, I knew I wasn't saying it wrong.
AP Construction Training, you go to the webpage, you have we have an application, right, where they could
Yes.
sign.
We're gonna put that up for you right now. So Bobby G, we're gonna make sure we put that up so anybody watching can get that information.
They sign up, register, boom, we'll have classes, we'll come through train, and then once we have all their information, we have a spot open at AP Concrete, we'll job place them there, or we'll send them to one of our local networking resources.
Yeah.
And we
You're,
have.
you're
That's right. So we have several
your
people
employers
that
and employee guys are all connected.
we all
with.
connect. Yeah.
Let me ask you something. What kind of people is your main focus, like your demographic, as to who you're targeting to come work for AP Construction or for the AP Construction training?
You know,
Anybody can come
Yeah,
through?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got guys as young as 18 and all the way up to in the 60s.
Okay,
But
60?
yeah, yeah. And trip it on that. My dad's still there, and he's running equipment.
I might need a job
and he
soon,
could, I tell
Avidan.
you one thing, he could run circles around a lot of these
I bet he
youngsters.
can. They ain't built. They made a fiberglass now. Them old, man, them old hard bodies.
It's different breeds.
Yeah, different breeds. But this is why we have this, because we want to teach them, mannerisms in construction, how to carry yourself, how to get up
Coping
early,
skills.
Build
Yes,
character. You got to
skills.
build
Yeah.
character. And
character skills, be tough skinned. You know what I mean? So, and that's what we want. We want to build these guys right so they could get a great job that's going to provide for their families and sustain. We build hope, and then the quality of life. So building
Man.
hope and quality of life.
I have 2 sons I might send your way.
That's it.
They're strong, young, able-bodied young men. I'm
That's
sure
it.
you love that.
Tell
You
them
go
to
there and
sign
put
up.
them to work,
Sign up.
right? Put them to work.
We might get Bobby G and you out there one of these days.
Bro, I'm telling you, I think I need it right about now, bro. I'm trying to keep my Harley.
But yeah,
But
man,
that's good, man.
Yeah, so it's AP Construction, which is AP Construction Training. That's a nonprofit. By the way, the next go around, I want you guys to meet the nonprofit team, which is Rebecca, our grant writer, Jaime Hurtado, VP.
Okay.
Then you got Gilberto, and just meet all the
team.
team. The team,
The
yes,
team.
yes. So that's the nonprofit side.
I want to say thank you first of all because of Avidan, we had this beautiful Killer Kush Red Bull refrigerator right here because of
man,
you.
nice.
Avidan blessed us with this, and he said, amongst other gifts, you already know.
Of
So
course.
you've been very generous with us since jumping on this new venture with
when
us.
when I see someone that wants it, man, and is fighting the fight, and you're doing it right, you're gonna get my support, man. Because
Thank you.
all we want, we want. We want people to grow and be a good hardworking citizen that's actually doing something positive for the community, which is what you're doing, man.
Thank
Sure.
you. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Chicano Hollywood.
For sure,
and,
Johnny.
And Johnny Murillo, because I met you at Chicano Hollywood at
That's
the
right.
Elevate conference,
That's
you and
right.
your son.
That's right, Austin. Yeah, I was there
Austin,
with him.
and I met Bobby G there also.
Okay,
But you guys didn't meet there.
he was there too. Gabriel.
You were there
Yeah,
also?
yeah.
Wow. So I don't remember meeting you. I remember meeting Avidan. I remember meeting Bobby G. But I don't know I didn't think you guys had met. And I hooked up with Bobby G. He wanted to do a podcast with me through Street Pulse podcast. And he lives out in the Moreno Valley area. And I was like, well, I had already met with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I got the perfect spot. And I reached out to you. And Avidan was gracious enough to let us film our Street Pulse exclusive interview with Flyboy Inc. So at Avidan's house. So if you guys see that beautiful podcast, go to Street Pulse podcast exclusive and check out the Flyboy Inc. interview, and you will see the beautiful view from Avidan's backyard. Only, if anything, not only to listen to a little bit of my testimony, but also to see what hard work and determination will get you in the face of how do you say it? Adversity.
Yeah, for sure.
Throughout your life, because it just seems like you were probably hit with one struggle after the other. It wasn't until 19 years old it's not easy, bro, to get out of the neighborhood life and to pick up a shovel and really get out there working. So I commend you for that, if anything.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, look, man, it really comes down to choices, I think, or at least for me, that's what I believe. That you could. I mean, you choose to be broke, or you could choose to be wealthy. You know what I mean? So it's how you wake up that morning.
Yeah.
If you're patient, it'll come. If you're not patient, it goes fast. So just understanding how to balance your life, but be persistent. Don't be complacent. Be persistent and be content at where you're at, but continue to be persistence, so you can get that next level.
Strive. Always strive.
Always go to the
Every single day, strive a little far to get a little further ahead in the game, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
And
I like to say if you come home with more money than you woke up with, you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you get to sleep
And that's
well at
it.
night, you
Because
know?
if my bank goes, man, I don't sleep good at night. But if I'm over, I'm straight.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So with Casey, what we did on that I like that for sure. You want to come home with more money than you woke
That's the
up
plan,
with.
right?
So with Casey, I learned the networking.
I explain to us in detail if you can what networking means to you today as opposed to what it did when you thought you had it going on.
Yeah, so-
like what's the difference between then and when you say, holy man, this is a complete different game.
So-
what's the difference in your networking today?
So my networking for me, what that represents is creating business relationships, right? So in other words, is if I want to expand into the future with this developer or this company or this team, let's continue to engage. Don't lose contact.
Communication.
You may not see a project or profits in the next 12, 18 months, but don't lose that networking communication with them. Go out to lunch, take them out here, do this, da-da. Before you know it, it's going to come around and says, hey, man, here's a $10 million project. Thank you for being there. So do the little things that people don't see. Like what I like to do is they're called ROMs. They're called ROMs, ROMs in construction. A lot of people don't like to do those. They're called rough order of magnitudes. In other words, is this a owner comes over and says, hey, Avidan, can you give me a ROM for this project? He goes, the project is not going to start for another 4 years, but if you do this ROM, and I know it's going to take you a couple weeks, you could put some time into it, I would really consider, you in the future. Sure. I take some time. I put the ROM together. Here it is, man. I know the job.
You make them remember you.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. It says you continue to network. And then I follow up 6 months later. Hey, Ben, is there anything else you need on that ROM? Do you need me to go measure something out on the job? And so that's
Keep
it.
that line of
Follow up,
communication
yeah,
open.
follow up.
Follow up,
yeah.
man. Continue to network. And if you do that 10 times where the other people want to charge for that, guess who's getting the job, man? And guess who's networking? And now you're not only landing these projects, but you're putting people to work, second chance opportunities. I mean, it just works for
You're building
everybody.
a rapport all the way
You're
around.
creating more opportunities
Yeah,
just
exactly.
by
It works for a lot of
expanding your
people.
network.
There you go.
And when this job is finished, who do you think they're gonna go to when they start the next job?
That's correct. So that's what it means to me.
That's a beautiful way of putting it. Because a lot of these people out there, they have that dream that, a young Abidan
Right.
once had. And maybe they don't know the steps. A lot of us never been to business school. Abidan is the one who taught me, or at least planted in my head about my LLC. He taught me about EIN numbers and
right,
tax
that's
brackets and da-da-da-da. I knew nothing.
We're sitting at the bar at my house.
We're sitting at the bar in his backyard, and he invited me over for breakfast,
Yeah.
and just to conversate, he was telling me about his book. We did a full news. We
That's
did
right,
a full
yeah.
news on you.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember?
Exactly. I don't know what happened to that one.
It got struck in from the record. It got struck in from the record. Purgatory
That's a
for
good
sure.
one as well, for sure.
But we don't retract our statements on what we said that day, because once something's on the internet, it's forever on the internet somewhere. Maybe it's not on my page because it no longer exists, but it's somewhere. Trust me.
Yeah.
And the message is still out there. So somewhere in the
Right.
Instagram universe and the TikTok
In
universe,
the metaverse.
Yeah.
AP construction training definitely is making its mark.
Right. And so and I'm glad you brought that up, because recently I was invited to do a motivational speaking
Oh wow!
at the Juvenile Justice Reform Center in Riverside, and so I went in there, and man, these kids.
Like food TED Talks or what?
Well, these kids are and I remember, because I used to be, I looked at when I was talking to these kids, 14 to 18, they're asking the questions that a kid's supposed to ask, right? Because I remember myself being that 14, 15-year-old. So one of the questions was, when I was going through this the speaking, I asked the kids, I say, hey guys, what do you guys want in life? Do you guys know what values are, what goals are? No. But I know I want this. So I says, well, let's run through an exercise. So we had a whiteboard, and I says, okay, these are my 5 values. And if I ever have an issue in life, anything in life, I just take it back to the foundation, which are my values. My values are spiritual connection, being good with God, my health, making sure anything I intake I'm a reflection of what I intake. So that's a health, right? So, whether you smoke, whatever you do. But health is the second value. Your family, work, and your close friends, right? Networking, close friends. I says, if I ever have an issue in life via as a work or whatever, I just revert back to the values. I says, okay, this is what I need to do. It maybe I need
regroup.
Exactly, regroup and go back and find that foundation. Something to go back to, and that's what helps me. And so it says, can you guys let's run through these exercise and we'll go through it. There's about 15 kids, right? And they went up there, man, and they didn't have no clue, no values,
where to start,
no goals, no nothing. And that right there is I think that was very important for me to see, because they're lacking that knowledge or that guidance that's gonna help them become better. But it was a good turnout, and at the end we got a lot of good positivity and feedback from these kids, because at the end they're like, man, what do you learn today? Man, I learned how to set goals. What do you learn? How to do values. I learned this. I learned that. Cool, nice. I like it.
Yeah, it's like a just a positive workshop.
That's it.
To show and guide these kids. That's a beautiful thing, you giving back like that.
Yeah. So we do that. My wife and I, we do that. We like to help out and give back to the community as much as we can.
Charity work.
That's it.
Charity work.
Yeah, you got to do it, man. And I think it's good for you as well, for personally.
Yeah, it's good for the soul.
No, it is.
You can't have a bad day doing charity work.
Yeah.
If you are, then you need therapy. Like you're beyond. Yeah, I've never seen anybody in a bad mood doing charity work.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. I don't even know if the two can go in. I mean, I'm sure it can.
What? I'm starting to think about it, but no, I haven't seen that.
No, because when people who do charity work,
bad, yeah,
Joe,
exactly.
you're giving back.
You're giving back. You see the faces on whether you're giving to the homeless, whether you're giving to the less fortunate, to the marginalized community. Wherever it is that you're pinpointing your efforts to try to make a difference, you see it in their faces.
Right.
You see it. I've done it, and I see it. And I could be having a bad day, and once you go across that bridge and start going to the trenches, and you start giving back to the less fortunate.
For sure.
Yeah. What you got right there? One? You want to smoke one?
Yeah, let me.
I don't smoke tobacco, but I'll smoke with you.
No, it's gonna get a little cloudy in here. Is it okay?
Yeah, go for it. Do your thing. What you got for us?
Look at this one, man. This is a good.
That's Big Dog. That's Big Dog construction cigars right here, homie.
Well, we might as well put it to use, right?
Homie. Yeah, it'd be a shame not to. I love that. You almost cut the lid.
Look at that, man. And now you could just grab your glass of whiskey. Vámonos.
Or my Killer Kush. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna save this one. I want to put it like somewhere where I know I won't mess it up, because, bro, you're one of our sponsors, official sponsors. So we got to make sure that we take care of AP Construction. Anything AP Construction related gets taken care of 100 by us, homie. Bobby G and I, Street Post Podcast, the American Stepchild Show. Thanks you for these gifts, Avidan.
For sure.
And Gabriel Moreno, your homeboy here. Thank you for introducing us to it. I just wanted to give a shout out to you guys in the middle of the show, just so people won't forget your guys' names.
Yeah.
We're here talking to Avidan Padilla, which is the owner and CEO of AP Construction and Training. He was gracious enough to bless the podcast. He is one of our official sponsors, so that's why you're going to be seeing AP Construction all over the place. he does do training he does mentor the youth. So when I mean youth, I mean maybe your son just got out of the county jail. He needs a little bit of help. He's out in the Paris Moreno Valley area. For you people in Riverside, he has the capacity to take your child, your nephew, your brother, whoever it is, your son, take them in, and you could basically train them and give them the work tools needed to put them into the workforce.
That's correct. That's correct. The one thing I want to be clear, and I don't want to be a misconception. We give these guys the opportunity to get trained and get a job, but we don't do the work for you. You got to show up.
You have to do the work.
you don't get paid. So a lot of these guys, like, hey man, I'm here, and no, it happens, man. And then they show up late, or they don't go on Tuesday, or they, whatever the case is. It's like, look, guys, I mean, we could give you an opportunity to show up. I mean, the job plays you, but you have to show up and do the work. And so that's the one thing that, and then you see that a lot sometimes. With some of the foremen call me like, hey, this guy didn't show up.
What happened to Flyboy? He didn't show up again. Yeah. That's what was our podcasting. I told them. I warned them twice.
It's a two-way street. You got to meet in the middle too.
But definitely, we're more than happy to give people the second chance opportunity.
If you want to work, Abidan and AP Construction will train you, right?
That's correct. Yeah,
we'll train you. Is it like a paid training?
No paid training.
Okay, but you will get trained.
So this is what I like to say when it comes to that.
Break it down for us on your training.
So on the training, what you're doing is you're self-investing. You're investing in yourself, right? So these guys are giving you a free training. Show up, spend the 20 hours, whatever it is, to learn these skills so you can better yourself. Don't expect to get paid for that training.
Take advantage of that training.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to benefit you.
It's a benefit all the way around.
If someone says, hey, man, come to a seminar, free seminar, guess what? I'm there tomorrow.
That's how I met you at Chicano Hollywood. It was a free seminar that I got invited to.
I'm not going to ask
Johnny,
why would I? Yeah, exactly.
Now look what happened. You never know. You go get training from Abidan, and look, you might be sitting here next to him one day. You don't know. That's networking.
That's it.
Going to get a job is networking. Even because you never know who you're gonna meet at the interview. You never know who you're gonna meet outside waiting for the same job opportunity that you're looking for. You never know.
Right. That's correct. And so that's you're right on point with that one, man. When it comes to networking, seminars, and if it's up your alley, man, go get it. Educate yourself.
There for you.
Yeah, you got to seize the opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
How does it make you feel when you see somebody who you probably seen down and out coming in at the bottom of their barrel? You give them an opportunity through your company, and you see them, and the next thing you know, a few months down the line, you're like, you see a different person. How does that make you feel?
Oh man, it feels really good. There's several guys that came through the program, and now they have houses. They bought a house, they moved out, they have their cars, they have a family, they're sustaining. They may stay around with AP Concrete for a while until they get a better opportunity, which is okay.
That's
what we want.
Yes.
We want them to grow, right?
Yes.
And eventually, if they want to become entrepreneurs, have their own business, go for it, man.
They have the means and the know-how.
Treat this as a stepping stone for success. You know what I mean? If you come through here and we can help you, let's go.
Hashtag facts, homie.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that was a beautiful spill right there, Abidan.
Yeah. So that's what it is, man. But yeah, no, we're there for everyone. We want people to grow financially, mentally, and every way possible.
Emotionally, every way
possible.
You do good things will follow. You do good, you stand by right. You do what's on the right side of the law. Sober up. Any vices you might have that are unhealthy. I mean, we all have them. I have them. I'm sitting in one right now. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't take away from the fact that we know ourselves. And if you know that you're in a position where you need help, hit up AP Construction.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt. So where can they find out? I mean, do they go to?
So if you go to the webpage, apconstructiontraining.com, you'll see right at the top, right?
Yes, there's a form there where you can fill out, and
there's also the Instagram, the link thing.
So
All
there's
the
there's
social
a
medias
LinkedIn,
there,
and you
yeah.
can just hit up all the
All the
platforms.
social media. Yep.
So if you click on the Instagram, it'll take it. It open a whole other page, and you'll see testimonials.
Wow.
Yeah. So let me share this story. Check this out.
A ver.
So I don't know if you guys are familiar with South Central LA,
Little bit.
but over on Florence and Compton, there's a little place called La Mapola. It's
La Mapola.
La Mapola. It's right across the street from El Superior.
Restaurant.
That's where you go get your tamales.
Tamales, there you go. So all the
masa.
parents, everybody, well, man, let's go to the Mapola, get the tamales.
Oh, everybody knows.
So about 10 years ago, I says, all right, let me head down to Mapola, over in the hood. So I'm in line, and then I look down the alley, man, and I see about 10 youngsters,
Banged out.
Ben Davis, khakis, socks, boom, Pendletons or the shirts. I walked in the alley. Hey, what's up, homie? Come here. Kyle. Gave him a business card. They kind of stopped first. I said, hey, here's a business card. I used to walk these alleys back in the 90s, 80s, 90s. But check this out. Give me a card, man. I mean, give me a call. Here's a business card.
It wasn't where you from. Is you got a job, right?
That's what I did. So I gave them a business card. They kind of looked at me. If you guys serious, call me. I'll put you guys to work.
Wow.
That's planting a seed.
Six or seven of them called me. They were all hired the following Monday.
Wow.
3 of the 10 are now, one's a foreman. They have a house. They have a family. I mean, they're doing good. 3 of them.
Wow.
The other ones are in and out still, they still work and they don't. And then, but but you can't change everybody.
I
But
mean,
it was
3 out of the 10. That's not, bro.
That's
that was
good.
Can we get a round of applause for that,
That was
Bobby
good.
G?
That was good. That was good, yeah.
Is that right?
So absolutely, man.
Well, congratulations to you. I know that feels great. To this day, it has to feel
But
great.
congratulations to them for making the right choice and following through. And now look at that, man. It's changed
Kudos
them.
to you, fools, homie,
Yeah,
for
for
sticking
sure.
through the program,
For sure.
getting with Avidan, and taking full advantage of, the opportunities
opportunity,
presented before you, bro. And which is what I did when I met him. I mean, I might not have worked with AP Construction yet, maybe one day, but I'm just saying, like,
I got a shovel there waiting for you, man.
Yeah. We'll make it a full news shovel. We'll put a sticker on it y todo.
Hold on, listen.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
There's
that's hard
nothing
work.
wrong with going back to work.
That's it.
No matter what age, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
no matter what.
That's it. Hey, you know what, man? It's, like I said, it's a stepping stone. It's a way to start. How long do you want to be at that level? It's up to you. You know what I mean? That's up to you. I didn't want to be there. I kept reading blueprints at night, drinking a pisto, boom, boom. And then next thing you know, Steve walks up and says, hey, you could be a foreman now. That's it. I mean, this is how bad you want it.
You put the extras on it.
That's right.
That's what it is. You put the extras on it, and then like anything in this world, homie.
Yeah.
You put the extras on it, and you know what you want out of life. And if you're complacent and you're okay with your little $400-500 a week, and you're living life like that, and you're supporting your kids and your wife and your family, and that's cool with you, then hey,
Yeah.
more power to you. But that's not good for me, homie.
Yeah,
and I know it ain't good for you, Avidan.
Well, I got more projects in the brewing. I just can't really share them right now. But we've been talking about some other logos and stuff that's coming out.
Yeah, we got more things coming.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But you guys will be the first to know because we want to be
sure.
here for sure. But
Yeah.
it's going to take place here hopefully within the next 12 months.
Wow.
So
Wow.
keep
Well,
you guys
congratulations to you and all your ventures and all your,
posted. Yeah, man, for
just
sure.
all your accomplishments, be like a boss.
Hey,
right
but we
here,
can't do it
smoking
with
the big dog cigars, you know what I'm saying?
we can't do it without you guys. This is a whole networking operation. I think everything comes together. You guys continue to do what you're doing. I saw the growth. I see the experience. So good job to you guys as well, man. Just continue to
Thank
carry
you.
through, man. Carry through, and
I appreciate that. And I thank you today because, Avidan called me this morning just to confirm, and that's like he's called me. You probably called me like 4 times.
Oh
this
yeah,
week.
oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
And you never go too long without calling me or vice versa. I check in with him, he checks in with me, because I value Avidan. I value your friendship.
Oh,
I
thank you.
value
Thank you.
I value
For sure.
your
Same here.
opinion
Yes.
and your advice. Right. And we had a good conversation this morning. And so I'm the type of person that you could tell 10 different people could tell me, and I fight every single one of them until
Right.
the right person comes along and puts it in a way to where I understand. And you did that for me.
Right.
And I even told Bobby G about it. We were talking about it.
Man.
And so I thank you for that.
Oh, no, you're welcome, for sure.
Giving me advice, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so I want to share something, because every now and then, I like to read the scripture, man. And I saw something I want to share with this. This is gonna say a lot though, but just listen to this. It's Sirach 2.5. Is that how you pronounce it? Zechariah 2.5. It says 2.5. Gold is tested by fire, and human character is tested in the furnace of humiliation. 2.6 says, trust the Lord, and he will help you walk straight in his ways and put your hope in him. So my understanding, my interpretation is, don't let no one get under your skin, man. Because gold is tested by fire, and human character is tested in the furnace of humiliation. And just carry through, man. Go right on to the top.
Go.
I think that's the one thing I'm missing. Is God. Real talk. I think that's the one. I mean, I believe, but I think, and again, he see the way he talks. The way he says things. You say it in a way to understand, and I think that I could be doing everything right. And like my friend Scrappy said, that if you don't put God before everything, that it's all bound to crumble. And I think I just understood that.
So I read that, and I thought I'd share with you because
Thank you,
I thought,
man.
Man, it's just something.
Thank you, Scrappy.
Yeah, sometimes we need that, words of wisdom. How do you find love? Love. Mm-hmm. If you seek wisdom, you love life. So.
And you hold on to love.
Yeah.
But guys, no, this is great. No, I like this conversation. But
hey, like a philosopher right here, huh? I mean, that came with all the gems today. Confucius. Throw us another one.
I like that one. Philosopher.
Right?
What else you got in the bag?
Man.
You dropping bombs on
knowledge,
baby moms today, homie. What's up?
Dropping knowledge. You know what a big cigar here.
What you can't get in college.
Dropping knowledge you can't get in college, homie. Sheesh. Man, did you go to college at all?
No, yes. It's funny you ask. So when my wife and I always sit around circles when we go out with other couples, and they really don't get to know our sense of humor and who we are. I always say this when they ask that question. She graduated from Penn State, and I graduated from the state Penn.
Or vice versa. She never graduated from Yale, and she graduated from Chachilla.
From the pen to the pen.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that's Killer Kush.
That's
I think Killer Kush
right
got
there.
me, Bobby G.
They got you going, man, for sure.
Shout out Killer Kush, because he stays taking care of me, man. And shout out to all my sponsors, including you. So when you guys see the AP Construction logo on my on the letterhead or on the board, this is the man that
Well, thank you, man.
AP Construction. So this is the man behind the logo, as is Gabriel Moreno, who created the logo.
That's correct.
Right?
Yes.
So
correct.
it all ties in together.
It does. Real quick shout out to all my guys on the field, man. My foreman, the staff in the office that makes it happen when I'm away, and they hold it down, man. So I want a big shout out to all the team, man, and let's continue to grow, for sure.
What are any plans you can give us for 2024?
Oh man,
Any big plans that maybe exclusive? Any exclusives?
Just real estate investment, man. It's just getting big in that. Just want to go from just residentials into the commercial realm, and start growing in the commercial investment area. So you do some of that, man. That's gonna be good.
Big leap, big leap. That's
sure.
a big leap.
For sure.
Wow. Well, congratulations to you. Like I said, we pray that you reach all success in
Thank
every
you,
endeavor.
man. Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it.
and bro, because I'm genuinely rooting for you because you're rooting for me.
I'm rooting for you. Absolutely,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
We want this.
If you make it, I
And
make
that's
it.
how you create a circle, a winning team. And
Yeah.
it's important to surround yourself with like-minded people and
Like I said, I'm an
great.
LLC today because of Avidan. He
So-
planted the seed. He taught me, like I said, about different tax brackets. You got me to understand that this country isn't made for the consumer, right? This country is made for the corporation, the business. It's levels in this. And this is what he told me. He said, you're either the buyer or the seller. And this country will tax the hell out of the buyer, and the seller gets, because, the seller got to do. The seller ain't doing shit. The seller is just, there's two, either you're buying or you're selling, homie. So,
Exactly.
because of him, he taught me that. You
Yeah.
want to elaborate on that for our viewers?
And there's a little bit more. You get in depth when it comes to businessman. We could go through the steps. A lot of people are afraid to start a corporate, a LLC, S corp, C corp, because they don't understand the process. I've already opened a handful of businesses, and I just went through paperwork myself and filed it. There's companies that can charge you anywhere from as slow as 3,000 to up to like 10. But you can file it yourself, understand the process, and it's a simple 10-step process. And I could freely share that with anybody, because I want you guys to know that it doesn't cost that much. You could probably get an LLC or an S corp with about $500, $800.
Yeah, that's about what I paid.
And so,
Or what Killer Kush paid, because shout out Killer Kush, they paid for my LLC.
absolutely. So you do that, and then when you start growing, remember, network equals net worth. So
Network.
your your net worth. If you want to say, okay, it's worth so much. Well, let me see your net worth. Who you're working with. If you don't have no network, then there's definitely no
value.
There's no value.
There's no value. You have to recognize
absolutely
the value, the power of networking.
And so, when you get up to a certain level, then you take the next leap, which I'm going to share with you guys here, is you have to get that family trust, man. You have to protect those
A support system?
You got to protect those assets that you're building.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
So
The paperwork,
protect those
Protect
assets,
yourself.
Wills, the family
everything.
trust.
That way you're
And how do you do
future.
that?
You gotta go through well, I used a guy that specializes in family trust. I could
A notary, right? A notary
No,
or no?
he's more than a notary, but he's licensed in that business.
Yeah.
And he understands all the ins and
protected.
outs.
So you're protected.
Absolutely. So you protect that, and you start putting all your corps in there, all your corporations, businesses, everything that you own, all your assets. And anything, man, it's you got a beneficiary, you leave it to your kids or your grandkids, and generational wealth.
I keep hearing that word, Bobby G.
It's true.
Do we not talk about every single person that comes through here mentions generational wealth? So we must be picking these people for a reason, because now I'm go back to every single, either they're saying it or I'm saying it. But it's been brought up in every single episode, generational wealth. So
Right.
if you don't know what generational wealth is, and if you're like, maybe Avidan is not the guy to beat it into your head, go to Google, go
Yes.
and figure it out.
That's
Do your
it.
research
That's
what
that.
it means, because you need to understand it.
That's correct. And there's more to it. Once you start taking off your network, and start really thinking about the next step and how you protect those assets and everything.
That's some real bombs right here you're dropping on these guys, man.
Yeah, for
real
sure.
knowledge.
For sure, and there's more, man. I tell you, I wish we had enough time, but yeah,
Right.
no. You could probably even do an episode just on the
Get Bobby G Productions to go over there and just film you. Just lay the basic groundwork for them, and then say go.
This is it, guys. Articles of incorporation, and then you go, just down the road.
Yeah, people need to hear it, because there's a lot of guys in the streets out there doing hustling, what they call hustling, and they stay at that level of hustling. But
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, see, this is the thing, and this is the transition for me. I always hustled since I was a kid, right? So I had that hustle part down. When I was able to convert it into the business profession, it was a wrap. It was done.
You just hustle. You hustle
Now
a
I
different
do-
way.
Now I do it professionally.
Yeah, you're still a hustler because the hustle mindset doesn't go away. Once you're a hustler, you're always a hustler. Whether you're out there flipping cars,
That's it.
or you're flipping whatever it is you're flipping, homie. But the thing is, the point is to flip your money.
Yeah,
That's
it.
the point, and to build a foundation, and that's what AP Construction has
That's
done.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
So can we get a round of applause for that, Bobby G? Man, I love that.
Absolutely. No, guys, no, absolutely. And there's more to come. There's more knowledge, and you're putting it out there. So thanks to you guys.
Thanks to you.
And no,
So thank you from the bottom of my heart, sincerely. I want to say thank you because, and you're not the only one. And it's like you, my friend Sonia. Again, she's another one she was beating LC into my head before you, and then your words added, and now look,
confirmed it, right?
Sometimes we need a little reassurance.
yes.
Thank you for that.
No, for sure. But we'll bring you that, man. We got that book, so we'll bring you a
Yeah, make sure. And where can we find this book at? Let's give the people.
so you can find that book. You can go to the webpage, click on that. It takes you to a link in Amazon, and then you just
The
purchase
webpage
it.
being again.
apconstructiontraining.com. It takes
Okay.
you to the to the book there on the page. You'll see the book.
You'll see it there.
Yes. Or you could just go search Avidan Padilla, Google, and then it'll pop up on Amazon.
Well, there it is. There, go to Amazon and buy Avidan's book. From the projects to the projects, it's a story of him and his struggles and some of his accomplishments and kudos
go.
to you, homie.
Guys.
Your friend here, Mr. Moreno. Thank you for
Yes.
coming.
Yes.
Your web
Thank
designer,
you.
your
Yes,
logo
absolutely.
guy.
Thank you, guys. Yeah,
right?
for sure. Yes, he's a guy,
And thank
man.
you for the gifts, homie. And so,
Oeste Designs.
Oeste Design Studio
yeah.
Absolutely.
.com.
Yeah, so you guys.
OesteDesignStudio.com. And do you have an Instagram that they can find you at?
Yes, it's also Oeste Design Studio on Instagram.
Okay. Well, this is your time to plug any business. You got anything you want to put out there to the people, Mr. Gabriel?
I'm currently doing, aside from graphic design, I invested into a printing digital printer. So I'm doing a lot of stickers. I'm doing a lot of, large format printing. So I'm also targeting to business kind of level, but also in the streets, I do stickers for,
Slappers, as we like to call them.
So it's just a big thing right now. And,
Tell 'em about
it's a big market.
the one thing he recently did, and I showed up to that restaurant, man, and you could see all his work there, was the one in.
Compadres Cantina
Oh, man.
in
Nice.
Ontario. That's in Ontario, right off of Euclid.
Okay.
Compadres, yeah. So I did a lot of
Euclid and what?
murals. It's on Euclid and right off the freeway, right off the
The
60.
60? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
yes.
just-
You like it. The food
I
is good.
think I
yeah,
know.
for sure.
I think I know right out the freeway.
Yeah, it's right off. There's a Food for Less, right in that shopping
Padres
center.
restaurant. And
Padres
what did you do
Cantina.
there?
I did their murals like on the walls. I did I handle their social media, photography.
So you market for people also.
Yeah, I'm also
branding manager
branding,
and all that
yeah.
stuff.
So
There you
anybody
go.
needs,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna have to
Anybody
look
needs
into
a
your
logo.
services. I think I need a manager right
yeah,
about
if you need a logo, if you
That's
need
it.
social media content, graphics, any of that, it's
There
like
you go. So it's good to
that's
have
25 plus years.
people like Gabriel on your team. Start building your network system, and it just makes life
that's
a lot
what
more
it's about.
easier, man.
It's about networking,
Networking.
and being
Keyword.
That's it.
that's how you grow.
Well, thank you for
grow.
coming, blessing us.
Guys,
with
thank
your
you
Thank
here
you.
on
Thank
American
you.
Stepchild. Avidan, any last words before I do my little outro here?
Yeah, again, just want to thank everyone at AP Construction Training, AP Concrete, the entire team and staff. Shout out to my parents,
Shout out
my
to your
in-laws,
parents,
my
mom and
beautiful
pop.
wife and kids. Thank you, guys.
Well, I want to say thank you both again for blessing us here on the American Stepchild. Thank you, Bobby G, on the ones and twos as always. And thank you, the viewer, for accompanying us here on the story of Avidan. And I hope that you guys have gotten an insight as to who he is genuinely. And if you can, render his services. They're there for you. And
Yeah.
take full advantage so that maybe one day you could be sitting here talking about how this fool helped you out. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Big shout out to Killer Kush. You guys already know I wear that fool around my neck every day, homie. Shout out to AP Construction. Hate Our Extracts, Vinyl Bandits, and who else we missing, Bobby G? Man.
Book of detailing. I think pretty much you
Yeah, so make sure that you guys follow these guys. Go back, run it back, and follow Street Pulse Podcast, American Stepchild, Food News Network, Flyboy Inc. You guys already know the whole talacha, homie. So all you sick ass fools out there, welcome to another episode. Gracias for your presence, homie, and we're out. Cubo.
Peace.
Órale, vato, what's happening?